Hashem Yahweh. I said Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Even if you don't respond, I'm saying Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Now look at verse 22. Even the tzedakah, the righteousness of Yahweh, which is by emunah or faith, not in on Yeshua HaMashiach, to all and upon all that believe, for there is no difference. Don't miss that. No difference. Every mouth is guilty. Every mouth is stopped. There's no difference. Well, I'll have you to know, I have left. Go, save me out of the church. He took me out of the church. He delivered me from the church. I don't want. Mercy, Jesus. What does Yahweh say here? There is no difference. A sinner is a sinner is a sinner. A rose is a rose is a rose by any other name. My problem was not that I was Jewish. Yeshua didn't come to save me because I had a disease called Judaism.
Amen.
Tell it.
My problem was sin.
That's right.
And those in the church, their problem is sin. We who know the Torah, we're guilty of the sin of what? Omission. We don't build facilities. We don't minister to the down and out. We're just too busy. We're too limited. We're too this. We're too that. But those who don't know the Torah, who naturally do the Torah, they're also guilty. You know why? They still eat pig.
Get 'em.
They still meet on Sunday instead of Shabbat. Everybody's guilty. There is no difference. Everybody's guilty. Are you getting this? There is no difference. In our thinking, in our natural thinking, we've made a difference. We're not in the church anymore. We are different. No, we're not. We just break Torah in a different way. Well, I'm a Torah keeper, but I beat up on my wife. I'm a Torah keeper, but I just use a little, I'm not hooked on it, man, but, I just use it to get through the day. I need to relieve stress. It's an herb of the field, man. Yes, right? There's nothing wrong with the herbs. The problem is the way you're medicating to get away from the fact that you have a problem and you want to go for counseling and pray it out and get deliverance and seek help. So you're fuma de cigarrillos de marijuana and you're blaming it on stress. It's not stress. It's your funky flesh that don't like what it sees in the mirror.
That's right.
So you got to medicate. Rivka will tell you, I can look in the mirror. I don't know, I got this thing. I need help. Whenever I grab my, she'll tell you. I grab my brush and I'm walking away from the mirror. She goes, what are you doing? What are you doing? I put on my shirt. Most of us walk to the mirror, see how it fit, see how it looks, right? I'm like, walking away. So all the mirrors in our house are available. There's plenty of mirrors. I don't use them. That will tell you something. That my elevator is like, kind of stuck sometimes. I won't say it doesn't go all the way up. I don't want to put myself down, but it gets stuck once in a while. Let's move on. Now look. Watch this. Even the tzedakah of Yahweh, listen, which is by emunah, faith on Yeshua HaMashiach, to all those who believe there's no difference, for all have sinned, notice, and come short of the tiferet of Yahweh, those who do the Torah, those who know the Torah, those who don't know the Torah, those who have discipled, all have sinned. All have sinned. What about Torah keepers? All have sinned. What about those who do midrash on the Torah? All have sinned. What about those who are really spiritual? And they want to go beyond the Torah. Now they want to go into Kabbalah. Sin, sin, sin. No difference. But we made the difference, didn't we? I used to think I was better than them. I used to think that they were papists and I was a Zionist. They're papists and I'm a Zionist. Yahweh says, you just break it different than they do. Now watch this. Because all have sinned and come short of the tiferet of Yahweh. Romans 3:24. Being justified freely. What does justified mean? just as if I've never sin, I've been justified freely by his unmerited favor through the redemption or the Geulah that is in Mashiach Yeshua. To declare, I say, at this time, his tzedakah, righteousness, that he might be tzaddik and the justifier of anyone who believes on Yeshua. Listen, there is no difference where sin lies. If it is a sin of omission, those who know the Torah but don't do it, or commission, those who, like Ephraim, are guilty of committing transgression against the dietary laws, let's say, both are guilty. There remains no difference in their guilt. And brothers and sisters, this is hard for us to grasp. So what do? We resort to the only thing we can do. Rav Shaul's letters are not inspired. They're not Torah. They're hard to understand. They don't make any sense. Sure, as long as you think you're better than the church, it's not going to make any sense. But when you understand that they sin in their way and we sin in our way, oh, now it makes sense. How many are sleeping on me? Raise your hand, please. Simon says, Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Verse 27. Romans 3:27. Where is man's boasting? When we rail against the church world and all their paganism and all their mistakes, do we boast? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, we boast. I've been guilty of boasting plenty of times. Right? We boast against their ignorance. Right? But they're not boasting against us, even though they could be, right? They could be boasting against us. Please call me when you find the first hospital that we built, or the first nursing home, or the first drug treatment center that we built for Torah-keeping believers. Would you call me, please? Would you please call me? Because I'd like to get them listed on the Chaim Yeshua Resource Center. Where is man's boasting then? It is worthless. By what Torah is man made tzaddik? By mitzvot alone? No. But by the Torah of emunah, or faith. Therefore we conclude that a man is made righteous, or tzaddik, verse 28, Romans 3, by emunah, or faith, apart from the mitzvot of the Torah. Hello? We are made righteous without the Torah. Why? Because nobody keeps it the way Yahweh designed it. Except one. We'll talk about that one person next week. There's only one person who kept the Torah the way it was supposed to be kept. And that's why we have to have faith in him. Because one guy pulled it off. One mouth was not guilty. One mouth did not become stopped. One mouth knows the methods, the means, the times, the methodology, and actually does those things. One man. Listen, the Torah keeper and the non-Torah keeper are both guilty and both need salvation. So keeping Sukkot alone, or building Baptist hospitals alone, does not remove guilt. I'll say that again. Some of you are just waking up.
Tell the truth, Shane.
Keeping Sukkot and Shabbat alone does not remove guilt.
Gotcha.
Building nursing homes and free dental clinics alone does not remove guilt. Only faith that does not come from the Torah, but from the living Eloha, apart from the Torah, faith in Yeshua, who kept both parts of the Torah, those things that the church commits, and those things that we omit, in him was found none of those errors. Does any of this make sense? I'll say it again.